Greetings, y'all. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. I am back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. So, we're back here in April. It has been a busy month, and come to some decisions on some things. So, we'll let Fuzzy get synced in here. Gonna be selling some pallets this morning. Got the hardware store silos processing. I think the biggest news of the day. Good morning, Fuzzy. Good morning, Twitchy. Good morning, Yuleberry. For me, anyway, and probably some of y'all out there, the biggest news of the day, and this applies to anybody that has a Walmart. I know in the Deep South we have a lot of Walmarts. We have a lot of Dollar Generals. We have a lot of, a lot of different restaurants, but we have a lot of Walmarts. Walmart is going to start accepting Apple Pay and Tap to Pay. So whether you use Apple Pay, whether you use Tap to Pay, any type of Tap to Pay, Google Pay, they are going to open it up to where you can use that. It's going to start on August 24th, which will be this coming Monday, and then they're going to expand it out across to all U.S. stores by the end of 2026. So if you never were a fan of using the, what is it called, Walmart Plus or whatever their payment system is, if you had to use your card or cash, if you were never a fan of that, then you will be happy to hear that they are going to be accepting Tap to Pay. So Apple Pay, Google Pay, is there a Samsung Pay? I don't know. But anything that does Tap to Pay, you can do. Alright, Fuzzy, let's load them up. You want to drive? I'll ride along if you want to drive. I don't know where we're going either. Check the price when we get on the road here. You want to drive or you want to ride? I'll drive if you want to ride. Alright. Start them up. We got quite a load here. We got a lot of longboards on here. We've got beams on the back. Stack them in here. Got them strapped down. Let's see where we're going. Samsung Wallet is a thing on Samsung phones. Is it a does it have like a tap to pay thing? Like that? I don't know. I've never used Google Pay. I've never used Samsung Wallet. I've never used any other tap to pay other than the Apple Pay because I have an iPhone. So, but I was happy to hear that. I've always wanted to use the Apple Pay. So it's going to be all Walmarts, all of the Sam's Clubs, and any gas stations that might still be out there that are Walmart run or based or whatever. All right, let's see. Wood beams. I've only got like 6 of those on the back, so we can go to the farmer's market. Actually, the warehouse has a better price for wood beams. What about long planks here? You gotta find it. Where's it at? I'm looking. Or maybe they're under planks long instead of like L. L-M-N-O-P planks. Planks long, yep, there they are. 3483, 3496 to the carpentry. 3411, 3483, is that the warehouse? We'll just take it all to the warehouse. 3496 and 3483 is not that big of a jump, and we're not loading the train. And the price is much lower at the farmer's market. So we'll go to the warehouse with these. You link your card like with the other payment systems? Okay. That's how Apple Pay works. You link any of your cards that you want to use in it, and it generates a. It's way more secure to use that type of payment method because it generates like a one-time number instead of actually using like your card information. So basically, it runs through that. Fantastic, because I use the Apple Pay stuff everywhere. You can use it at Subway, McDonald's if you eat there, Domino's. Domino's is probably the most predominant one that I use it with. There's even a lot of the local restaurants and stores and stuff that accept Apple Pay, and that's just become the means of paying. There's only a handful of places that don't accept it, that might be just cash only or something like that. But you would think a big retailer like Walmart, even Dollar General, I think, accepts all the tap to pay stuff. That's probably why they're building so many of them. They're making more money. I think Walmart maybe finally woke up and realized, like, hey, we're losing. They were actually losing customers, losing business just for the fact that they didn't accept any of the tap to pay stuff. So, if you accept one tap to pay thing, you've got to accept all of them. So it's good news for everybody across the board. Apple, Google, Samsung, and any other tap to pay service or deal with your technology that you have. So yeah, good news for everybody. As far as Walmart, Sam's Club, their gas stations, I said that's really good news to me, because I used to get gas at I would just stop at a Sam's Club and get gas, because the gas is usually better priced there, it's cheaper there, and you get the member discount if you're one of the higher up members, and I'm one of the higher up members, so it will be cheaper to get gas. And I stopped doing that and just started using somewhere else that accepts tap to pay. So, good news. Good news all around. Get down here and sell these pellets, and then we'll talk about the future. Funny how the school bus is always parked in front of the warehouse. Back into the sell point. One thing about this sell point, unless you have something small, you are not fitting one of these long trailers in there to get to that sell point. I tried to come around that corner over there. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Not with this long flatbed. Was it low loader? Sell the back part, I guess, first here. Alright, so we have 1.373 million. Our goal is to keep $2 million in the bank, and I'll go into more detail about this in just a second. So we want to try to make it to $2 million in cash, and then keep that $2 million in cash. Alright, so let's sell some stuff. Probably going to be a minute. We're hopefully going to get some more contracts to do later. We made a little bit of money there. We have our loan currently paid off. And now we need another, what, $400-something thousand. Should be able to get there. We've still got soybeans to sell coming up in June. I think we've got a little bit of silage. I don't know what the prices are though. Let me check the prices on silage. We might hang on to those if it's not that great. It's not that great, so we'll hang on to our silage for now. We don't have really, I don't think, like one full load, so we'll wait till we get some full loads in there and go sell some silage later on. Good morning, Flying Reds Farm. How's it going? Alright, Fuzzy, I'll give you the option of what you want to do. If you want to grab the new mowers with a tractor, you can go mow around our existing fields out there, which would be over there around field, what is that, 33, and then up here north of the railroad tracks, we own those fields. I've already mowed around these over here by the farm, so those have been mowed. But if you want to mow the grass around these fields, you can. Or if you want to go back to the sawmill and load up another load of pallets, you're welcome to do that. I'll leave that up to you. I'm going to run over here, and I've got to grab the seeder because I got this area cleaned up over here. Got the roller going on the grass that's already there, but I'm trying to plant grass right out in here where I have plowed up. So I got the field expanded finally, so that's good. Shouldn't take too long. I lock in the steering assist and it should go pretty quick, even though I'm using the small seeder. So let me get that set back up here. 2-0. Yep. That's good. All right. I'm gonna say, show me my lines. And for some reason, you know, the plowed areas, I plowed all these areas, but some of it looks like I've planted over the plowed area, and some of it looks like I'm planting like a seed bed or something. So I don't know. I don't know why it does that. But anyway, I'm going to go through here and try to seed this grass. I may have to come back and plow all this up and just redo the whole thing, but I'm trying to plant it and at least it grow. Maybe we can just keep it maintained. It's one thing about, you know, having this little area down here where all these trees were separate, but we'll have a nice sized field here when we get done. You can kind of see I've already done like the headlands there, so I just got to get this seeded and then this seeded, and then we'll have a good, really good grass field here. Get the mowers out. Okay, I sold the Batwing mower and got the Vicon mowers. They're sitting right over there in front of the bale sheds. So take any tractor that's got a 3-point on the front. I think they all do. Pretty sure. So yeah, just pick a good one. That way you get plenty of horsepower. 8Rs or 6R. 8Rs would probably be better. You can take the 8RX or the 8R or whichever one. And then if I get done with this, we can bale that. And then if we can get the mowing done, I think that's probably like one of the big things, getting the mowing done within this month of April. That way we can kind of progress on into the next month, see if there's any contracts out there, and then maybe get into June, because June we're going to be selling the soybeans. So should be a pretty good payday. So the decision that I came to, if you saw the YouTube videos, the exclusive YouTube videos over there on youtube.com/thegrainarcade, you know that I talked about over here, this area. So we own that field right there, right? This field down south of it is in wheat. The field north of it is sorghum. And then there's a cotton field and a barley field. Well, the plan was maybe to buy these fields and then we could merge all this together, right? Well, I thought about it and did the math, and by the time you get all of these fields and get a cotton picker was probably going to be the most expensive thing. It was too much all at once. So we're going to skip that. Plus there's a cotton field up north that we would have got, and it's, by the time you add up again all the numbers, it's just too much. So the goal now, since we already have the forage harvester to tackle the corn, we're going to buy the big cornfield down here. Now this big cornfield, it's 4.8 million. That's why I said we need at least 2 million in cash, because we have paid off the loan. So we can take out 3 million in loan, right? So we can take out 3 million in loan. It'll be better to have more cash. So if we can get past that point and have more cash in the bank, that's perfect. But we need at least 2 million in cash, and then keep that $3 million loan. Don't take out any loan, and we should be able to afford that field. And after we get it, we will cut it for chaff, and then we will reap the benefits of all the silage that we're going to make over the winter and many years to come, because that's a huge field. So I can't guarantee that I'm not going to miss some out here. Probably need to do another in-row here. Let me do another in-row. That way I'll know. Yeah, the goal is to get that big cornfield down there. We've already got the forage harvester, so we can cut it with that. But to buy a cotton picker and buy the cotton fields that are out there and the other fields with that, plus we would really almost need an upgraded harvester, regular grain harvester, to probably attack a lot of those fields. So what I did was I went in and planted everything that we have, which is they're not huge fields. We've already cut these once before, so unless we get just an offer that we can't refuse and we have the money, which might not be a thing, I planted soybeans over here where we had corn last time, and then soybeans over there where we had, come on, save, right there where we had the oats. The only other 2 fields that I might get if we have the cash would be down here. So that's 132, and then there's a cornfield for 181. They're not huge, but they're planted in something that we could do. So then we could repurpose them in the future. Let's get this grass planted. Hopefully this works. If not, I'll have to come back in and plow it up and just redo the whole thing, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I think I need to make a bigger loop when I turn around too. Curious about my fertilization state over here too. Yeah, we'll only have one stage of fert there, and then he's rolling that, and then probably one stage of fert down there. So I may just run in there with the solid fert spreader and hit those real quick one time. If the grass grows, hopefully the grass will grow through the seed bed. I think it will, but we'll just have to wait and see. If not, I'll plow it up and start out new. I think it's because it might be, well, I don't know. That theory didn't work because it kind of switched there. Thought maybe it was because I was over sowing the, where I've already sown it, but that's not the case. I don't know why it's doing seed bed on some of this and some of it it's not. You'll see it changes over right there. Really don't know. It's one of those things like, why? Why does it do that? Morning, Adam. It's going good. We're hoping to get into the next month and maybe even June and sell some soybeans. I'm gonna see how much I made on contracts too. So far in April, 930,000. Not too bad. Like I made maybe 400 and something thousand back in March. $64,000 back in March, 930,000 in April. Had a lot of hoes. Had a lot of hoeing contracts. So, a lot of money to be made in those. You wouldn't think so, but you don't have to buy any seed or fert or anything for those contracts. All you need is the hose. And the more hose you have, more of those contracts you can do, and that hoe runs pretty fast. So, now you know the rest of the story. Wondering when the weather's supposed to. They said there's might be a chance of some storms later. I haven't looked at the most recent forecast, but I'm so over summer though, I know that much. Ready for fall. If we have a fall. A lot of times we go straight from summer to winter. Don't want that. Not much grass being cut. I think it's ready. If it's not much, if it doesn't look like much or enough to even deal with or worry with, then you can always go load lumber at the sawmill. Oh, we got plenty of lumber. I know the reason why people don't typically like doing the trees. It's a very, you have to have patience. And cutting the trees, loading the trees, doing the sawmill, loading the lumber, it's a process. It can be tedious, but it's part of the process. One thing about this box seeder is it's not an air drill or anything, so you don't have to activate it or anything. All you gotta do is raise and lower it. And it seeds the grass right into the ground. You can use this with the smallest tractors. And it's cheap. That's the main reason why I went with it. It's like $7 grand or something. If it's putting down enough to make a windrow of grass, go ahead and mow it. But if it's not, just don't even bother with it. I'm guessing he's not gonna bother with it because it must not be enough. And it may be the fact that it's coming out of winter and it's meadow grass technically. It's not field grass or anything, not planted grass. So planted grass is usually, if you do it right, it's usually ready in April to mow. And then if you grass roll it, after you cut it in the same month, it should be ready to mow in April, should be ready to mow in July, and then it should be ready to mow in October. But you have to grass roll it after you mow it in the same month. So, and even that might not even be true, because I went back and did a little grass rolling. There was a little area that it had already gone into the first growth stage, and it used to reset it as like the first stage when you take the grass roller and roll over it. It didn't reset the growth stage back to the first stage, so I don't know. Unless it just didn't do the first stage or something. No, it'll automatically do the first stage. Maybe it technically didn't reset the growth stage, but it didn't flatten it out. It used to flatten it out. But it left a little bit there, so I don't know. What we'll do is cut the grass, pick up the bales, roll the grass in the same month, and then move along, let it grow, and wait for it to be cut next. Not worth it? Okay. One more pass after this one. Well, I knew that I missed that one. I'm gonna have to get better aligned here. Go. Not that there won't be any spots still, but nah, whatever you can load. I would say maybe take them out of the spawning square first. Just mix and match. I'll only load like one type at a time if we have a ton of it, but we don't have a ton of it. I think I sold the majority of our longboards. I think that's what generates the most up there. And then just not the wood chips. Don't load the wood chips. Don't even bother with those. We'll save all those for next winter. Alright. Got it all here. Let me head down and seed this all in down here. Roller's still rolling over there. Right here, and then start going straight that way. Morning, Big Al. I was hoping I put a big enough curve in that so that it would kind of curve around at least these edges of the field. The only, well, didn't lock onto the right line. The only 90-degree corner in this field should be at the northwest corner up there. That did not go down. Okay. Okay. All right. Wonder if I can reset this. Let me switch that to 90 down here at least. This is the only thing that I really need to seed now with grass. This little section. Yeah, no air system, no electronics. This is just a plain Jane box seeder. Got a lever to lift and a lever to lower. That's pretty much it. It might have some lights on it. Maybe not though. Nope. I don't see any lights. The lights that are coming off that are on the tractor, so I don't even think it has hazards on it. Nope. Those are reflectors, I guess. Brake lights? Nope. Curious as to how this is gonna grow, how it's gonna look. Hope I don't have to go back and replow it. Hopefully this will be enough. But again, not a huge thing if I have to. Alright, I think that's it. Yep, looks like we're all green there. He's rolling over there. We'll let him finish that before we move on. Got it all green up here. Only thing we got to maybe worry about is the fert down there, and I may not even worry with it. If the grass grows fine, I may just let it go until we get into the next time to cut it, and I'll run it with the grass roller then, and it'll be all synced up then. All right. Save that fertilizer. It's expensive. Even the great value adds up. A great value fertilizer. Yes, there's several tractors that are at 0 on the maintenance bar. I haven't had any issues though. I haven't experienced really any slowdown or, you know, bog downs or, you know, there's no smoke coming out of the engine, and it's been fine so far. So, I'm just gonna park this out here for now. Find Sassy wherever she's at. She's running around out here somewhere. She's probably out in the grass field. She likes to run out in that grass field out there. See where she's at. She likes to go in this shed too. She'll go in here and run around. I know what'll bring her though. Fill up the food bowl. She'll come running. Whichever direction she's in. There she is. She's on the other side of the shed. She likes her kibble. She likes her din. Alright. Oh, I left my front door open. That's not good. Alright, anything on sale? I haven't checked it. Nothing really that great. So, Fuzzy, you if you're loading, keep loading. And then I will sleep, get us into, maybe get us into May. Go stop on the last day of April and... Oh, that did not work. Why didn't that work? Oh, because it wasn't quite 8 yet, was it? Let me go. What time is it now? 7:44. I'll go to 7:30 the next day. We need $2 million. So we're making that 1,100 income. That's enough to cover a little bit. That's from, I think, the solar panels that we put on the shed that we built back there. So, all right, anything great on sale? Not really. Are there any new contracts before we get out of April that we just absolutely cannot refuse? There's a FERC contract on that field down there, but I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, no, not really. All right, I'm gonna take us into May, so you just keep if you're loading, Fuzzy, just keep loading. Let's go to May. Should hopefully be some more contracts pop up in May. We'll take any odd job here and there and we'll subcontract it out. Alright. We'll wait a minute because the map probably going to load in. Every month you go in a 4X map, you can definitely feel when it starts to stutter. Kind of curious if they planted any late beans or late corn or anything out there, but it doesn't look like there's any. We'll wait for it to load in. So this is the tractor shed where we had all the deer parked. If you saw the exclusive YouTube video from yesterday, had all the deer tractors parked in here. Not one in there now. Just our four-wheelers. Yeah, nothing really great on sale either. And I'm not seeing anything load up as far as, you know, newly planted, so it looks like probably just that cornfield that we're shooting for, and maybe these two small ones. Hit the contract button, see if anything pops up. It might take a minute. Or we've done them all. No, there's something. No, that's that same one that was there a while ago. I'm hitting the button. Oh, there's one. It's a fertilizing contract. It's not too shabby. 147 grand. Take the big one down there and do it. Or wait. Oh, there's one for 176. Yeah, that's more like it. We'll take that one. And then maybe that one too. Where was that one at? Okay, where was that one? I don't know. Where was that one at? Field 45. Is that the big field down there? Yep, it's that big field down there. So I mean, I'm going to need the big one. The big one. Extremely dangerous. Keep out of reach of children. I'm going to need at least the 7R. And actually, you know what? I might take the 8R. Yeah. They're both sitting about the same on fuel. This one's better. It's got more fuel and it's got better maintenance on it. So let me take the front weight off of it. That's full of fertilizer. I think there's some fertilizer left in the Amazon one too. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to get that out. And we do still have a lot at the store. Let me go get what's at the store. That might be enough to fill this up. And if not, I'll come back and empty out that Amazon spreader. Been doing a lot of removing of trees up here in the front. I did get rid of the fence over here, so I'm probably going to go ahead and take these trees out when the time comes. Hello, good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? I wonder the trees around the shop. I bet that's part of the common ground, the public land or whatever. Love this game. Been driving a lot of the monster trucks lately. Yeah, there's another monster truck coming too. Did you see the new one that's coming? A grave digger. It may already be out. Saw somebody post that the other day. I don't know. I've kind of grown fond of the Liberator. You guys know where that monster truck's from? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna have to go get the fertilizer out of the Amazon. And actually, you know what? I may use the fertilizer in the Amazon because I may put both of these guys down there. One on that other field and one on the big field. So let me just buy some more. I know we're trying to save money, but you gotta spend money to make money sometimes. We already had a little bit, so that's a plus, I guess. I'll get the great value fertilizer. I'll just start with 8 pellets. Let's see where this gets us. Yeah, who posted that the other day? Let me see if I can find that while I'm filling up here. How would you say this? Is it JM Garcia Modding? So no, it is not out yet. He says it's almost ready. That's totally the Gravedigger monster truck. Not labeled as a Gravedigger, probably because of you know, copyright stuff and stuff like that, but that's totally the Gravedigger truck. It's the same colors almost. Didn't have a Gravedigger across the side of it, but pretty sweet looking ride. Go find him on Facebook. Big J, little M, Garcia Modding on Facebook. Looks like a pretty decent mod. I don't know if I've ever used anything from that modder or not. Alright, another round. Fertilizer on the house for everybody. No. We'll buy another round here. Info. So if the Amazon needs any, I'll drop by there and pick up some of those pellets. Oh, this has a light on the back of it. Look at that. I did notice one thing about this. This is the 8RX from Agro Tonho. It doesn't have the big tanks on the back. The new high horsepower 8RX, it has the big fuel tanks that sit on like the rear fenders back there, kind of like the well, almost kind of like the 9RT or something like that. Go see if I can find them there. It almost looks like the kind of similar tanks to maybe the 9R. Wonder, does the 8RT have them? Yeah. So it has these fuel tanks that sit back there kind of where the fenders are. At least that's what it looks like to me in the pictures from all of the promotional stuff for the high horsepower 8RX. Good morning, Positive Pizza Power. How's it going? I ordered my pizza different yesterday. I know Positive Pizza Power might appreciate this. So normally I'll order it's a course of Domino's pizza. It'll be the stuffed crust. I don't know why I want to say crush. Stuffed crust, medium pizza from Domino's. And then on the crust, I usually did like the Parmesan garlic seasoning stuffed crust. I'm not really, I'm okay with the Parmesan, but it's very messy. So I did just the garlic seasoning, and that's perfect. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to do just the garlic seasoning. I don't need all of that Parmesan, because it's, what they do is they do it in the balls, the little balls, like the little BB size balls, and it makes a mess. It's messy. So I won't do that anymore. I'm going to do just you can do it without anything, which would be just, regular stuffed crust, kind of like from Pizza Hut. Or you can do just garlic seasoning, or you can do garlic seasoning and Parmesan. So that was always a mess, and it didn't matter how careful you were. I would be at work, I'd order a pizza, and at lunch I would look down and I'd have Parmesan balls all down my scrubs. I mean, it was a mess. So I'm just going to do just the garlic seasoning from now on. There, it should be the next field after this one. There's some wheat. Little wheat field there. Yeah, Fuzzy posted the comment on one of the videos. I said in one of the videos, you know, when we came into April, I wanted to see what they had planted. And they kind of disappointed me a little bit when I saw what all they had planted. I pulled up the map and looked at it, and I'm like, man, it's mostly root crop or winter crop. So there's canola, there's wheat, but they planted a lot of carrots. They planted a lot of red beet, a lot of sugar beets, parsnips. All these have parsnips. So, and I was like, man, maybe I should just buy a field and plow it under. Fuzzy's like, no, don't plow in anger. So, all right, let me go get another. Oh yeah, Fuzzy, you're getting it. You're getting it. Oh, he put the ramps on. He's figured out the hack how to do it. And we got another load of logs here. How are we doing as far as levels go? Yeah, I'll let it cook some more before I put that load in there. We're cooking the silage. Guess I could check silage prices, see what they are. See if they got any better. Am I on it? I'm already on it. 209, 214. No, they're still kind of in the garbage. We'll only sell silage if it's over 220. I need another. Yeah, I'll go with this one. I'll just put some fuel in it. Some fuel and drop this weight off. Yeah, don't plow in anger. He's like, no, don't plow in anger. I was like, man, I'm going to plow under all of this root crop stuff. Hit the button again. There's the cornfield. I swear those were already fertilized. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that one. Oh, there's another one for 49. That one's just north of where I'm at. Take that one too. I guarantee these will be fertilized down the road. I'm not too worried with those small fields. All right. We'll get the Amazon. Need a little bit of fertilizer, so I'll go pick up what's at the shop. Y'all see what's going on with the Google Gemini? I think that's what Google's calling their AI stuff. It's doing some weird stuff. Like, there's certain questions that you can ask it, and it will give you different answers depending on how you ask it. Like, it'll be like just off the wall questions too. Like, you'll ask it a question about something and you ask it one way, and then you ask it about the complete opposite of whatever you're talking about, and it'll be like, okay, you're safe, it's okay. Or it'll be like, you're not safe, call 911. I'm thinking, okay, this is not right. I'm not thinking it, I know it's not right. Some of it's pretty bad. So don't fully trust the AI. You know, I never really did. You know, we learned this lesson from Sarah Connor back in the day. You guys that didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s, do not trust the AI. Skynet they'll take over. They'll rise. It might not be called Skynet. It might be called something else. It might be called Gemini. It might be called whatever this new Apple one is. What is it called? Siri AI or something like that? What's Facebook's called? Probably Meta AI. Don't trust any of it. It's a trap. It's not good. So and that's kind of one of the main reasons why they're building all these huge data centers everywhere, is for the AI. And my thought process, if somebody from the 80s and 90s saw what was going on in the world today with us building these AI robots, trusting this AI brain that, you know, is in everything almost, and building all these data centers for the AI, and, you know, investing in it and just letting them kind of take over, they would be rolling over. I mean, no. The Terminators will rise. That's what's gonna happen. China's already testing their military robots. That's a very scary video that I saw. They're building these they're AI based robots. They're very agilic. What's the word? You can't really say athletic, but they're very what's the word? I want to say agilic. That doesn't sound right. They're more than capable than any human soldier would be, and that's really what they are. They're little soldiers. They're very agile. Maybe that's it. Yeah, agile sounds better. What was that? Is agilic like a description of being agile? If somebody's agile, are they agilic? Maybe I was right. Maybe agilic is a word. I don't know. I'm fine with asking Siri, you know, and whatever else about the weather. You know, hey, what's the temperature? Or, you know, what's the date today? Or what time is it? You know, I'm fine with that. But when we start talking to him like, hey, let's attack, you know, this country, or, you know, let's, you know, do this and that and this and that. No. That's when you start getting into Skynet type stuff. Terminators. Agile is the adjective, okay. So if someone's very agile, are they very agilic? Or agilic? Agilic sounds better. Fragile. Must be Italian. Is this the field? Wonder. Oh, you know what? They're probably planted in the same thing, so they kind of blend together. Yep, that's the field. Yep, they are planted in the same thing. Looks like they're both planted in carrots. Jenny and May was like peas and carrots. Still don't know if I'm at the right field though. Nope, I'm not at the right field. I need to go over there. Exactly. Sunder, you're right. That's the same thing happened on Terminator 2. She's standing there at the playground up against the fence. She's trying to scream at everybody with all the kids out there, trying to warn them. And then boom! Skynet launches their attack. Got that one rolling. Got the other one rolling. Need to bring these guys back. I was wondering where some of these guys were. Still got some of these guys out here that were doing contracts. Skynet will become self-aware in the very near future. You didn't prevent Judgment Day. You just... I don't know why I'm sounding like... I'm trying to sound like Arnold, but I'm coming out as Forrest Gump. Probably because I quote Forrest Gump way more often. You're gonna be Arnold Schwarzenegger, you gotta really get into it. You know, get in the chopper. And even then, I still can't do it. How do we successfully take out a Chinese army robot should we encounter one? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to assume that it would be through some process of electromagnetic pulse, or maybe the same type of technology that they use to bring down like drones. So maybe that? I don't know. It's very scary to think about. If you would have told somebody, you know, back in the day that we would have to worry about this problem, again, they probably wouldn't believe you. If you told somebody that watched all the Terminator movies back in the 80s and 90s, and you said, this, you know, because most people are like, okay, this is science fiction, right? It's no longer the fiction part. It's science now. The technology exists. The technology is being developed. It's happening. I hate to sound like Michael Scott from The Office. It's happening. It's happening. Just stay calm. Everybody stay calm. But that's literally what's happening. So. I'm gonna try to clean up some of this stuff around here. Try to get stuff fueled up as he's out here walking around. I'm gonna put this by the balers. Yeah. Well, that's what they did in Terminator 3. Skynet attacked all the communication systems. So, internet, servers, cell phones, they'll sever like all of our communication lines because it knows what to do strategically. If you can't communicate, then, and we rely heavily on cell signals, we rely heavily on internet, we rely, on all of that. About the only thing that will still work will be like a ham radio. I'm serious though. You kids out there, there's a lot of you that might not have seen the Terminator stuff. Start with the first one. Go with Terminator 1, then go to Terminator 2, and then watch Terminator 3. And if you really want to be scared, watch Terminator Salvation. And then let's see, what was after Salvation? Was it Genesis? Yeah. Terminator Genesis? You don't have to watch Genesis. Genesis is kind of like the, hey, it's alright. We traveled through time again and, nothing to worry about. So, yeah, so you don't have to watch Genesis. Don't worry about Genesis. And then Dark Fate. That was kind of a alternate universe type deal. So, kind of like how they did the Halloween movies. So you had Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. For me, the original Halloween 1 and 2, that's where it stopped. Dude died in Halloween 2, right? But then they came back and made the newest ones, and it was like an alternate universe or ending, whatever. Anything else out here that I need to get? Other than the tractors themselves. Gonna leave the logging equipment out here. That's still a work in progress. Nope, I'll just park this right here and let me take that hoe. Whoa. Nope. Uh-oh, weather alert. What's that about? Probably about the heat. It's usually what it's been about lately. But it could be about storms. Let me check that real quick. Yep, it's about the storms. Let me see when those are coming. It's coming! It's headed right for us! It's already here. Everybody underground now! Forecast. Hour. Is that right now, or is that... No, that must not have been right now. That can't be right now. Today is Saturday. I really don't show that much of a risk for storms, not until later in the week. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's AI. It's AI already trying to take over. They're trying to get us worried about storms that are not coming. Okay, Matt, it's not the prettiest load. Alright, hang on, let me tab up there. Well, there's got to be one truck open. There's one. What you talking about? That looks pretty good. Hey, you got walls on there and everything. That looks good to me. Yeah, that'll work. That's perfect. Alright, you want to drive or you want me to drive? I'm guessing he wants me to drive. He took off running. Alright. So let's see, we're going to the same place. What do we got on here? Probably need to look at that real close. We got prefab walls, we've got mainly wood beams. Let's go to prefab walls. Alright, prefab walls right now at the warehouse are $87.35 and then $87.63 at the farmer's market. And wood beams. So it seems like farmer's market for that one. We'll see what the wood beams say. At the warehouse, those are $53.24 and $51.61. There's not that much of a price jump from the farmer's market, so I guess we're going to go back to the warehouse. Or maybe we can be strategic and try to sell these separately, because Fuzzy did put them on there separately. You guys want to see another magic trick? You want to see a magic trick? There I am driving. There's Fuzzy over there in the passenger seat. Go in the cab. There's Fuzzy. He's there. Am I here, Fuzzy? Can you see me? Usually I'm the passenger, so when I looked over here, there was nobody driving. Am I here? Can you see me? Or am I John Cena? think we need to get like a balance on our wheels or something. I don't think the road is that bumpy. I'm hearing spirit. Oh. That's disconcerting. I'm here. I'm not really... My body's not here, but I'm hearing spirit. I'm like, what is that? The Invisible Man. Or Hollow Man. That was a really weird movie, Hollow Man. Kevin Bacon and... bacon. Kevin Bacon, and I'm trying to remember who the girl was in it. It wasn't Megan Ryan, but she kind of looked like Megan Ryan a little bit. Alright, I gotta look again to see where we're going with what. Put on my hazard lights. Let's see, so wood beams are going to the warehouse, looks like. So I need to pull in front ways that way. And the prefab wall will go to the farmer's market. Gonna turn around and pull in here front wise. Buzzy, if you want to hop out and just take off just the straps for the beams. Just the wood beams. Forward a little bit. Alright, and we'll back out of here. Over to the farmer's market. Oh, got my fuzzy. Need my backup beeper. Right. I do that all the time at work. I'll be over near the ambulance bay. And I'll start making that backup beeping sound. And yeah, the nurses, they'll be like, "Is that an ambulance coming in?" I get him every time with that. Alright, and these I'll just take off. I can actually go out this way, can't I? Alright, we're up to 1.67 million. Our soybeans are growing. More over here. Didn't check the sales lately. Yeah, about the same. Fertilizer guys are still rolling. That one that we started last will finish first. That is such a big field for that other one to do. Every now and then I'll get a contract that I'll take out and go in there to do it, and it will be broken. It won't work, so I'll have to cancel it. And one of those fields, that field that's not being done yet, is one of those fields that I had a problem with one time. So we'll see if it works when that guy gets done down there. Head on back up to the sawmill. We'll grab what's there. So your strategy was to unfold the ramps and drive the forklift up onto the trailer. We'll try that out. We hit the contract list, make sure nothing else has popped up. Nope, nothing else is popping right now. So what we'll do is we'll get those contracts knocked out, and then we'll go on into June and get to the point where we can sell soybeans. Sell all the dried soybeans that we've got, and hopefully make a little money with that. Maybe that'll get us up to 2 million by then. We're gonna do 176 on that big field down there, and then another 47, then maybe another 49. So I think we'll make it. I think we'll be able to do it. Looks like we'll make it. Do 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 do. Hey look, another pallet has spawned. You know what might be the strategy here, Fuzzy? Park this right here. Let me head back down to the house and go to the last day in May. Because those contracts, they won't expire. I don't think they'll expire over those couple of days. They should still be active. I don't know. Let's get the last one rolling before we decide to do that, just to make sure it doesn't expire. I know the times on here, it does have some hours on there. It says 63.3 hours, which means it shouldn't expire. But that one's getting close to being done. He's at 60 already, so let's load up what we got. And you know what? That would be a perfect spot to park the forklift. Right in that little nook right there. Alright, let's see if I can do this without Dukes of Hazzard in it. Just a good old boy. Trying to load up some wood. Trying to make some money. If they only could. Okay. Got another one right there. Let me grab these down here. I did these from the side. I would basically take one, stack it, take two, stack it, and then I only went 3 high. The only problem with doing it this way, doing it kind of loading it, is going up that ramp, because I didn't have to really worry about them tipping over. But I'm willing to try it. Maybe if I do it slow. Oh, nearly. Oh, boy. Yeah, if you do it slow. Kinda works. Let's scoot him over just a little bit. Let's see, is this 2 down here? Nope. I think I can grab this one from the side, maybe. Whoa, that strap went kind of wonky. Come look at this over here. Look at that thing. That looks like one of those fake toy guns, you know, when you pull the trigger, it pops out the bang sign on it from back in the day. Like a banner. These straps have a little elasticity to them, a little stretch in them. Alright, let me scoot that one real quick. Hang on, let me scoot that one. That's gonna hurt my OCD. There we go. Now you can do it. Alright, so we got prefab walls left. We'll grab those. Keeping an eye on that guy that's fertilizing down there so I can move him. Wonder, no, I can't really, I have to do these, doing it this way I have to do them one at a time. If my forks were longer, I don't think that's going to fit. I was going to see if that would fit on the back of that front. Don't think it's going to work. Hey, working with these prefab walls is a lot nicer because they're so big that they don't fumble around a lot. They're heavier and they're more stable. And you don't have to stack them. They're just all, you know, all kind of strapped together in one. Alright, Fuzzy, you can strap those down. Let me grab some more. Shake it up. Take bubbles. Shake it up. Pour some sugar on me. Fire me up. Pour some sugar on me. In the name of love. Pour some sugar on me. Can't get enough. The last 2 or 3 that you load at the back, you can't use the ramps when backing off the forks. Okay, I think, yeah. What I'll do is put the ramps back up and then put 1 in there. You'll be okay with this one. Got it straight. That should get it. Nope. Is this one of the ones? It might be one of the ones. Okay, you stay. Push it up in there. About tilting it over. Slide. Slide. Why don't you slide? Dude. Alright, strap that. Alright, go put the ramps up. Morning, Trent. Oh, hang on. Let me go get the fertilizer guy. He's finished down there. I'll find him. There he is. Take him over to that one field. Actually, maybe I should go pick up some more fert before I do that. Yeah, if you want to load those last 2 fuzzy, you go right ahead. Oh yeah, I've got barbecue in there too. Went back to the barbecue place, hadn't been there in a while. One of the girls at work, we all ordered barbecue, and she said, yeah, I've got, she had a bunch of orders, because there's, we got a lot of ladies in our department. 1 or 2 of which, 2 and maybe 3 of which are pregnant. 1 is very pregnant, 1 might be pregnant, and the other one, the other 2 might be pregnant. So 1 is very pregnant. She's about to pop. But anytime you get in a department, it don't matter if you're pregnant or not. Ladies be hungry, okay? They like good food. They can't decide where they want to eat, but all they know is they like good food. So, one of them wanted barbecue, and then all of them wanted barbecue. They're kind of synchronized that way, I guess. She called in our order, and one of the things they asked is, okay, who's going to be picking this up? And she said, Matt. And they were like, oh, Matt, yeah, okay. Yeah, we know Matt. And they're like, they know you. I'm like, well, yeah. I eat there all the time, and usually I have, multiple orders. It's like, they know me at Domino's, too. I'll pull up at the window at Domino's. It's so funny. Before they even come to the window, they'll see it's me through the window, and they'll grab my pizza, and they'll walk over, or one of them will walk over to the door with my pizza, and they'll be like, hey, Matt. And then everybody in there will be like, oh, hey, it's Matt. Hey, Matt. And I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? So, yeah, they know me at Domino's, too. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Bum, 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 bum. And they're always glad you came. Bum, bum, bum. You want to be where people What's the words? You wanna be where people go. Troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. Do. Yeah, know you too good. Yeah. I remember when I had my heart attack, and I was out for, gosh, how many months was I gone? I was gone for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 or 7 months. I remember the first day that I came back to Domino's, and they had they were just in shock. They're like, "Hey, where have you been? We thought you moved." I'm like, "No, I didn't move. I almost died, but I didn't move. I did order a pizza though, so." Probably should have turned right there. But it looks like I gotta buy some more anyway, so. Go get our great value fertilizer. Alright. Go see if this field works. It didn't work the last time, but hopefully it works this time. Everything that we've got should be fertilized. Oh, save. Yeah, everything that we planted is fertilized. So we're good to go there. Guess I need to make the first right, then make a left, and then be the second field on the right. I really think they were going for the humidity on this map, because it almost looks like how it does here in the deep south, the humidity. Just looking out across everything. It's so hazy. And it gets hazy, 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 baby. What can I do, honey? The sky is the color blue. Ooh. I'm losing my mind. 'Cause I'm getting hazy. Alright. That's gonna work, looks like. And our big one down there is progressing along. That's the one good thing about fertilizing with these rigs. These have 42 meter widths on them, I guess, what you want to say. So it knocks the contracts out pretty quick. You got to buy the fertilizer, but you get one with a pretty good width on it, and you know, application rate, it's good to go. Alright, back to the sawmill. Alright, I think we're loaded up, aren't we? Is that all of them? Oh no, there's one more. Can we squeeze it on there? Where's the... I hate to leave just the one. We'll make it work. We might be illegal going down the roadway, but we'll make it work. Pretty sure this forklift will take it up that high. Oh yeah. Normally I don't do this, but if it's just the one, you know. I know we've done this in the past, but it's probably going to fall out of the sky, if it does, when we go to sell them all. I mean, at least we don't have any signs or bridges to go under. So... Alright. Will it strap? Yes, it does strap. Cool. Let's roll. Cue the Jerry Reed. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go, and that's short time to get there. We're eastbound, watch old bandit run. Put your foot hard on the pedal, son, never mind them brakes. Let it all hang out, cause we gotta run and make. We gotta change the lyrics, cause the boys are not thirsty in Atlanta. I gotta think about this one. See, what do we got? Walls and boards. Something to do with building. I don't know. Doesn't have to rhyme with Atlanta or Texarkana, so we can literally make up whatever we want here. I'm thinking. The boys want a new gaming studio, and the Attorney General is Marco Rubio, and we'll bring it back no matter what it takes. I don't know. Nothing rhymes with studio. Except the song from Phil Collins. Studio. Another weather alert, really? Oh. just saying it's hot. No, really? Wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to see some snow flurries outside. Actually, they're saying with this being a El Nino year, that typically it's not as cold and rainier, but not snowier. But now I've seen a lot of people, forecast-wise, saying that it might be a bad winter. We may see a lot of snow. So I don't know what to believe. I remember the El Nino years that we've had. And I gotta see where we're going. Hazards on. I remember the winters that we've had before with El Nino, and they've been milder. You know, they've been kind of warmer. All right, planks long. Sold these first. Potato chips. Planks long, there they are. Are we still going to the same place that we went before? We were in April then, though. 34.83 at the warehouse. And 34.77 at the carpentry. 34.11. So 34.83 warehouse wins. And then I'm assuming that we're still going to the farmer's market. 87.40 at the warehouse. 87.63. Yeah, we'll still go to the farmer's market with the walls. To the window. To the wall. Good morning, Balaki. How's it going? Anytime somebody comes in with the name Blake or Aaron or Jacqueline, we have to say it like the skit. I did not do this right. I gotta turn around. People walking around everywhere. I gotta turn around. Austin powers this trailer in here. Morning, Tomcat. I done messed up, AA Ron. Alright, unlock the front one. Okay, there's just some more money. Let's head over to the farmer's market now. I wonder if I can back this up all the way over there. I feel like I need a what do they call those? The wing, not wing walker, like the wing spotters at the airport, where they have people that walk on at the tips of the wings so that they can see where they're at without clipping anything with their wings. Well, I almost got it. I'll just have to pull back forward. Let's take the straps off. Gotta watch those on the back. Oh, they did all sell. Okay. Yeah, we got 52 grand for that little bit that back there. Or no, maybe 17 grand. 52 grand might have been for all the other ones. So 17 grand. Alright. So, we are at $1.7 million. I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. You calling Banksman over there? Banksman. Like, yeah, I can understand that. When a plane turns in the air, that's called a bank. So, Banksman. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, I am going to stop by the house, and I think I'm going to go ahead and sleep because those contracts are rolling. I'll get us into May 3rd, and we'll see what's going on then. More for large vehicles, yeah. It's like usually the bigger the plane, the more likely they're going to have the wing watchers out there walking along with it. Especially when they do like the pushbacks from the gate and stuff. Or when they're going through like a area where the planes get into the gate. I'm gonna go sleep for a bit. So we're looking for May 3rd. What time is it now? 9 a.m. already. Wow, time flies. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely. There's a theater. It's only 39% off though. Check on some stuff. Grass is still processing there. Sawmill's still running. Let's go another day. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and check. I don't think there's going to be any more contracts, but you never know. Nope. Go to May 3rd. Whew, it's really foggy out there now. Check sales again. Nothing really great. Silage is still cooking. Sawmill's still running. Okay, and then our guys are still rolling. Go ahead and take this back up to the sawmill and see if we got any more pallets up there. Wait, where? Did we leave Fuzzy? Are you already back up there, or? He might be in the bathroom. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and leave without you. I don't know where you're at. He's not in any vehicles, so he might have stepped into the bathroom in there. I don't know. Oh, you're at the sawmill, okay. So either way, you're producing logs. So you're in the log production. Oh boy. Dad jokes, I know. Why do chicken coops only have 2 doors to them? Because if they had 4 doors, they would be a chicken sedan. Voodoo. Yay, we've got more products. Whoa. Alright. Now you can go ahead and load it up if you want to. I am going to move just the wood chip pellets. Oh, we'll get through the save first. I'm going to move these wood chip pellets out of the way. Maybe some more stuff will spawn in there. I had been putting these wood chips in that open nook down there, but I think I'm just going to line them up along this wall. And then columns of 2. Kind of know how many we've got. Easier to count that way. stop right there. Any more spawn? I don't see any. Let's see how much we got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So currently we have 28,000 liters of wood chips. And it is the end of May. So not a lot, but at least it's something. We should have a larger total by the time we get ready to sell them, because the first year we didn't get into logging until like later on, so we didn't have the sawmill running that whole time. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this wood in here. Go. Let's see. Yep, that filled us up a little bit. It's back here until we decide to load some more timber. Oop. Need to really move those boards out of the way. Go. Oh wow, look, it did it again, but bigger. That is so weird. Wonder why it does that. You know what? We got all the straps on there too. Tell you what, we will watch Fuzzy load it up here, and I'm going to take my first break. So you guys over on YouTube, make sure to come back. We're trying to break 2 million and keep it. We're going to try not to spend it. We're so close. I think when we get these contracts done, and then when we get into selling the soybeans in June, which we're hoping to get there once we get these contracts all knocked out and done, that we'll be able to make it there and have some money. We're looking to buy a field. I think we'll go ahead and probably invest in that field as soon as we get there, because I think that field is ready to go. This big cornfield down here, according to this, it's fully fertilized. I did a hoeing contract on it, so it's looks like I've done Yeah, I've done pretty much everybody. So the only field that I haven't done is that one right there. And maybe that one. Maybe that cornfield. And of course our grass field is, that's another issue, but I have fertilized everything else. I have hoed everything else. That's probably why there's no more contracts. You would think that one would pop up. Maybe that'll be a spraying contract or something down the road. Is that planted in anything? Oh, maybe that's why. That's probably why there's nothing there. Of course, that one over there is not planting anything in. I don't know. And, it's fully fertilized. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are in that situation. But we're going to sit here and watch Fuzzy load this up. I'm going to try to get a better vantage point here. Get up here. Oh, yeah, that's a way better vantage point. Alright, so I shall return you guys on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Always remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.